Hello everybody, my name is Davis and welcome back to the video, and today we're here for another severe weather breakdown. Now we've got quite a bit to talk about today, as we've got some massive temperature pattern changes that are going to come. We've got some risk of severe weather today, and we even have a winter storm to be looking out for. So let's go ahead and break it all down, starting off with the SPC outlook for today, where we do have a marginal risk of severe weather here over a decent portion of the upper western Midwest here. So this is going to extend all the way down into Norfolk, all the way back up into Duluth. So let's go ahead and break down the threats of this brings. Now, starting off the tornado threat for today, we do not have any tornadoes that are going to be expected today. If there is one, it would be a brief pop-up, most likely somewhere on the Minnesota-Iowa border. Damaging wind threat here, we have a 5% risk of wind gusts of 60 miles an hour or higher. This also extends from Norfolk almost all the way back up to Duluth, maybe southern bits of Duluth there. Hail threat, we also have a 5% risk of hail of 1 inch or larger today, so look out for that as well. It's going to be a big threat with this storm. And then this storm will kind of fizzle out here once it reaches like the Wisconsin, Iowa, southeast Minnesota region. Now, moving on to tomorrow, we do not have any marginal risks of severe weather as of right now, and I don't think that we're going to get any, but on Sunday, we already have a marginal risk of severe weather here in the upper western Midwest and portions of the southeastern Northwest, so we can't break that down yet, unfortunately. So let's just go and move on to the National Hurricane Center here, where we have 2 tropical storms out there, okay? So Tropical Storm Philip here, it's going to head off to the north, but we're going to break that down more later. And then we have Tropical Storm Rena here, which is also expected to head off to the north, but we're also going to break that down more later. Eastern Pacific here, we have disturbance as a 30% chance to form the next 7 days, and this is heading in the California direction, okay? I don't think it's going to make landfall in California, because it's very unlikely that it would, just because there's only one that happens about every 70 years in that region, but it's something that we need to watch for, okay? Now, moving on to the paths for Philip and Rena here, so we'll go ahead and start with Philip, I guess. So right now, Philip is a 50-mile-per-hour storm here near the Lesser Antilles. It will most likely not make a direct impact on the Lesser Antilles, but you'll most likely start to feel the side effects of this right now. So right now, you're already getting dumped with some torrential downpours here in the Lesser Antilles region because this tropical storm is coming very close. It's not going to hit you guys, but it's going to come very close, cause some strong winds, some high waves maybe, and also some heavy rainfall that could lead to flash flooding. So definitely look out for that. It was going to head west and make landfall in the Lesser Antilles, but now it's expected to take a turn to the north here, and it's expected to intensify now, which it wasn't before, which is really surprising. We have Tropical Storm Philip at a 70-mile-per-hour storm by October 4th here around 1 p.m., but luckily it is pointing more eastward than westward right now, but it's something that we really need to watch, because we might get our first hurricane for a while out of this year if it intensifies as much as it's expected to, okay? Now, Tropical Storm Rena here is a bit of a different story. It's going to continue to head northwest here, not make impact anywhere, but I would like to point out we are going to have these two be in a very similar area at the same time, which is going to be very interesting. So in early October, we're going to be starting to watch for like a tropical storm twin thing here. I think it's going to be pretty fun to look at. The only problem with that is that Rena is going to be very weak by this point, so it may hardly be noticeable, but I think it's pretty cool just to point out. I mean, it's not really a threat to anybody. I just think it's kind of cool. Now moving on to the Climate Prediction Center here, 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. That is October 5th to the 9th. We do have a massive temperature pattern change coming, like I said. So recently we've seen cooler temperatures here in the western U.S., but we're going to start to see warmer temperatures here in the western U.S., okay? Especially areas like the Northwest. So enjoy the snow that you're getting right now while you have it. I know it might feel a little bit annoying, but it is going to go away, so we need to be enjoying it while we have it up here, because you guys have gotten a decent amount of snowfall already just because of how chilly and wet it's been, but soon it's going to warm up. It's going to become a bit drier, so yeah, get ready for that. We have below average temperatures likely here now for the central U.S., and the upper Midwest here has been an area that has been very hot. It's had a heat dome for like the past month now, but it's going to start to see some slightly below average temperatures here, so you guys might get in on the snowiness action as well, especially in like the UP region. Now, Northeast is going to see above average temperatures here. That's about a 50 to 60% chance to see below average temperatures if you're in that orange shade there, so for portions of the New England states, really. And then really the entirety of the East Coast here, this heat dome kind of rides along. And then in Florida, you might see some even slightly more above average temperatures down there in the southern bit of Florida. But everywhere else is normal right now. So let's go and move on to the 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook here, where we're going to have extremely below average precipitation here, most likely. About a 50 to 60% chance to see below average precipitation in the darkest shade of brown there, which extends over a really good portion of the northwest, even going into the desert southwest Four Corner States region here. So, like I said, enjoy that snow now. It might feel a bit annoying, but you're not going to have it very soon. And then it's going to get wetter here for portions of southern Texas, which is going to be really good, because we have some extreme to even exceptional droughts down here in this region, and we have had for pretty much the entirety of the summer. And then we also have above average precipitation very likely here for the northeast and portions of the eastern upper Midwest. So let's go ahead and move on to the 8 to 14 day outlooks here. Now, 8 to 14 day temperature outlook, if it would load, that would be nice. There we go. This is going to account for October 7th to October 13th here. Our heat dome really starts to power up here in the northwest, especially for areas like Washington and Oregon. So in the pink area there, that's a 70 to 80% chance to see above average temperatures from the 7th to the 13th. So definitely look out for that, okay? It's going to get, I don't know about hot in this region, but above average for sure. And then we're going to see many below average temperature regions here in the eastern U.S. One is going to be down here in the southwest Texas area, and then the big one is going to be here in the Ohio Valley region, where that's going to be a 50 to 60% chance to see below average temperatures in this region that extends all the way down from northeast Tennessee back up into the Ohio Valley. So yeah, definitely look out for that. And then above average temperatures are expected here for eastern and northeastern parts of Maine, and then the southern tip of Florida there. Now, moving on to the 8 to 14 day precipitation outlook, we've got a large area that is going to see below average precipitation here, most likely, okay? Everybody in this brown colored area, that's a 40 to 50% chance to see below average precipitation in this region here. It extends all the way from the northwest into the Midwest, the deep south, the Ohio Valley, the Central Plains, the entirety of the Great Plains, really. It's crazy, okay? We're going to see lots of below average precipitation, and then above average precipitation possible here for the northwest, the Four Corner States, but only the bottom two, so Arizona and New Mexico, and then portions of the northeast New England region. Now, finishing off here with watches, warnings, and advisories, we have a large area of kind of dense fog warnings here, I like to call them, in the Ohio Valley region, and then we have some red flag warnings and wind advisories in effect for a good portion of the western U.S., okay? The browns are wind advisories, and the pinks are red flag warnings. So if you're under a red flag warning, definitely don't be burning anything. Same thing here for southwest Louisiana and southeast Texas. Air quality alerts still in effect for the DFW region and the DFW metro. And then the winter weather advisories in effect here for east central California, as we could see up to 6 inches of snowfall in this region. It's already started and it's going to finish soon, most likely. But yeah, we're still seeing snow falling most likely here in this area of California. So definitely be looking out, okay? This is a pretty significant kind of, not really a winter storm, but snowfall event. So look out for that. Flood watches kind of scattered across the country. Coastal flood advisories and coastal flood warnings across the East Coast here. We do have a moderate risk of flash flooding here in the northeast New England region today, so like New York City, Boston, I think. So that entire area needs to be looking out for some potential flooding tonight, and it's kind of already ongoing, honestly. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today. So if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.